Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and the moment has finally arrived, and my screen is now frozen. Thank you very much. But either way, I am here with the final review of MyStreet Season 6, and possibly my final fresh review of MyStreet in general. Because like I've said before, I did not envision that 1 year, 1 month, and 3 days were going to go by before MyStreet Season 6 finished. I thought it was going to be a summer project I could do and say, hey, you know what, I reviewed an entire season. But yes, it's taken me up to here, because I'm incredibly stubborn. Either way, my Part 1 review is currently frozen at 3% uploading, and my Part 2 review is rendering at 11%, and there's 42 seconds left of time for the premiere. And yes, I'm watching the premiere, because I don't learn from my own lessons, and again, I am very stubborn. So, yes. Oh, and it's frozen again. Everything is loading at once, but the thing is, I don't want to waste a single second in terms of how I can upload these videos, because I want them all to be uploaded today. At least today by YouTube standards or by US time zone. Because I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to do what Athmal did. I'm going to end with 3 episodes coming out at once. So without further ado, on with the last review. Oh great, and I'm already frozen. It was just about to crash in and I'm already frozen. Can my screen do something, please? Well, once the thing actually loads, I will say amazing visual. That caused a lot less of a splash than I thought. And, of course, it's 1 week later. We're now getting the time skips of Athmal's year, but not in months this time. Well, I guess we're finally going to get back home, and Dante will finally be able to cancel his show. And Lawrence will not feel as alone anymore. And if that's not a happy ending, I do not know what is. Okay, we are still on Starlight, it seems. I guess it takes a while for preparations to arrive and for, you know, for flights to occur and things like that. You know what, I'll give them a little leeway this time. I would have given it maybe a couple of days instead of a week or so, given the urgency of the situation, but whatever. I don't run a tropical resort. So, surprisingly enough. Oh, this is the same music as the first episode. It's not the exact same shot, but I'm pretty sure we're going over the same streets. You know that I love my parallels, and you have provided me with another amazing parallel. Thank you very much, Blue Jay Studios.
A news briefing from the Guardian Forces has confirmed the suspected death of the Ultima. Judge Silverwind led the briefing earlier today from Rhineport.
Oh my goodness, I just realized. I forgot to add Terry to my kill count of this series. I'm gonna have to do like a recount at the end, because I think I might have missed a few people. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I was so adamant about doing that, but again, a year and a month and 3 days will do that to you. You end up forgetting certain things.
A tragic incident has occurred over the past few days on the Starlight Islands. The long sought-after Ultima was discovered on the islands over the past month, during which the islands were under a strict blockage carried out by the Guardian forces. In that time, a regiment was dispatched to the islands to find and capture the Ultima and his relatives.
Judge Silverwind,
Yes?
for many years the public has been led to believe that the Ultima is a myth, a fairy tale, have you?
Wait, hang on. Before we get on to that point about the myth and the fairy tale, my question is, you say that it's a tragic incident, but isn't this exactly what you were going to try and do anyway? Because from her point of view, the regiment was supposed to kill the Ultima. So this would be a success, surely. I mean, it would be tragic for us, were it true. And I'm pretty sure people in the premiere are going, "No, Aaron, what's happened? Well, yeah, of course they're going to think that. Last time that the public saw the Ultima being carried away in the picture that was being displayed, it was under Michael's surveillance, and he was pretty much inactive at that point. He was unconscious. So it stands to reason he could pass off as being dead. And if anything, the Ultima curse, I believe, is gone now. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I'm led to believe by Aaron's eyes in the last episode.
Are you confirming the existence of the Ultima?
I, Judge Silverwind of the Naval Forces, am confirming that the Ultima did exist.
Thank you. I'm saying thank you because of one thing. If you recall, my least favorite episode is episode 6. And in that one, Aaron even lies to Blaze about the existence of the Ultima when it was of paramount importance. So even now, when everything has been resolved in the eyes of everyone, essentially, apart from the aftermath of the battle and the effects it's had on the people who were relics, and the people recovering. But I mean, in terms of the threat for everyone, it has passed. So now that they're admitting this, I'm actually really grateful for, because I didn't want a repeat of that trope from episode 6.
Our soldiers have been using Starlight as training grounds with permission from the Starlight CEO. It was by pure happenstance we were here when the Ultima went on his rampage. Our soldiers fought valiantly against him. Once he was finally cornered, he transformed and went berserk. Tragically, many innocent people lost their lives during his rampage.
All of which I have tallied in my death count.
Is this the reason Starlight is closing?
Yes, it's been a traumatic experience for everyone involved. I can assure you that the Guardian forces will be doing everything in our power to ensure the Ultima...
Oh, wait a second. Aphma's never going to see Starlight Wonderland now. Oh, that's actually a real shame. She was looking forward to that for so long. And that was going to be the proposal moment. Oh, why have you got to do that? Now I'm feeling the tragedy of this season. I've been making jokes all season through because, they'd rather laugh than cry arguments. But what can I say to that? I was looking forward to seeing what that would look like. A Blue Jay Studios production bringing to light the equivalent of Disneyland. Come on.
does not have any surviving relatives, and autopsies will be performed on his corpse with our findings made public.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's a bit of an interesting thing to do. Also, what are they trying to find in terms of an autopsy? Because according to them, they know how he was killed. Killed in quotes. So what are they trying to find here?
This concludes this press conference. Thank you. Is Toby en route to the hotel?
They'll be arriving to their location shortly.
Good. Make sure he makes them aware of our intent.
This may satiate the ignorant public, but they'll always have someone doubting their word.
It's the best they can do for now.
Slip-ups are bound to happen. The fact that Aaron's friends knows he's the Ultima is far too many.
What do you mean?
More people means more chances someone will mess up.
So what are you gonna do, get rid of everyone? I mean, that's a bit of an odd thing to say.
I'm just not comfortable with this.
You're starting to sound like Derek.
No. Don't start sounding like Derek. Whatever you do, do not start sounding like Derek. You were annoying enough in part 1 of this episode. Don't do that. Please, I beg you.
Kawaii-chan, are you alright?
I'm fine, I just...
She just spilled some of her drink on her.
Of course. Again, I'm glad we can, have a laugh now that everything is over. Even though I've been having laughs all the way through, like I said before. We need these light-hearted moments. If anything, even if we don't get a Season 7, it's going back to the slightly light-hearted nature, I guess, if this is the, what we're going to expect. Which, you know what? That's the way that I would love MyStreet to be concluded, and I'm sure that the creators agree.
Oh, thank goodness. For a moment there, I thought your wound had...
4 is fine. I'm sorry, 4.
That did nothing. Absolutely nothing. The stain is exactly the same. Nice try, Zane.
It's alright!
Smooth, Zane.
Actually, that's a good point. That you really shouldn't have done that, because I'm sure that the wound would still be painful, so scraping a cloth over it is not a good idea, now that I think about it. Although, who knows, maybe Aphma's been using her healing magics, or Daniel's mum came back. I hope it's Daniel's mum, actually. She's a really good doctor.
Zane's as smooth as me now. Oh, but Mom!
Don't make fun of your little brother! Do you know what he's been through? You should be setting a good example for him!
Mommy, no!
Wow, I didn't think that Sienna was going to go with child abuse. I'm saying child because, he is her child, not that he is a child. I've clarified this already.
Still trying?
Huh?
It's alright, you know.
Ooh, is that... Oh, okay, that's like a snowy outfit. Okay, I mean, it's not quite winter. It's, oddly enough, it's summer again from when we started. I thought it was like a galaxy t-shirt like Aphma's one, but no, it's too bright to be a galaxy one, but you know what I mean, a starry one. But no, those are snowflakes. I'm rambling again.
No, it's not. You don't understand. I'm nothing without my magic.
This is kind of like what Aphma went through when she was trying so hard to learn healing magics from Lucinda. And Lucinda was there comforting her in Aphma's year. Poor Lucinda. Everyone's going to say in the comments now, no, Lucinda, you're amazing. You're still you without your things. I mean, yes, without your spells. Yes, that is entirely true. And I'm sure Caitlin is going to say something just like that. But I mean, if anything, Lucinda still has her shop. She still has her knowledge of potions. She has her entire knowledge of witchcraft. She hasn't forgotten anything, which is questionable for Aaron at the moment. I mean, all in all, she came out probably the best out of all of them, except for possibly Zane, who's now, I think, is saying actual names again. I haven't heard that. But he's definitely gone past his monosyllables phase. Which means that recovery is possible.
It's how I live. It's basically how I function.
Lucinda, you can do without your magic.
Caitlin's right.
You're still the sassy, snarky, and sometimes kinda a bit.
What Ghost is trying to say is, your magic doesn't define who you are. We still love you the same.
I love how Ghost knows Lucinda at this point. I feel like that line would have come better from Caitlin.
How's Travis?
He's recovering.
Oh no, they brought him up again.
Hey, ladies! Sorry to interrupt.
Well, I mean... Oh, is this like when Aaron had to recover for an entire year? Are we gonna get Caitlin's year now? Please don't do that. The timeline is already messed up. Actually, no. No, do that, please, because we're 1 year behind of the timeline. This is technically set in 2018. So to catch up, yeah, do a Caitlin's year. Go ahead. Why not? You have my blessing.
But are you guys going to help finish packing?
Lucinda and I have been done.
Oh, it's like a subject change. Remember in Phoenix Drop High when Caitlin had to get over Jeffrey's breakup and any mention of Jeffrey would set her off? Is that why they're trying to not talk about Travis right now, even though they have just got together? But yeah, I guess that Travis does need to physically recover as much as Aphmau does, and possibly Aaron. So, yeah, I'm guessing they're all in the same place. Probably with Daniel's mum. I hope it's Daniel's mum. I don't know why I'm harping on that so much. Just, you know, don't care about Daniel himself anymore because it's not Ross. But, yeah, Daniel's mum. Bring back Daniel's mum.
Oh.
Well, then let's move it to the new room, shall we?
Yeah, we should make sure we're ready to go when the Guardian forces escort us.
Oh yeah, they're going to get escorted by the Guardian forces. That's not going to be uncomfortable at all. Just take a regular boat. Like the one they were going to take in Season 5 and couldn't. That's all you need to do. I mean, get some medical people on there as well. That would be nice, but... I mean, come on, just a regular boat or a cruise or even the Lycan's jet, which is the same way that Aphmau got there. I mean, come on, they didn't get escorted for the Guardian forces the first time they got here.
Ugh. I'll be happy when I never see another uniform like that again.
You looked good in one, at least.
Oh, shut up.
See? Lucinda's still Lucinda, and Caitlin's still Caitlin. What more could you want there?
Whew. Conversation averted.
I still don't understand Caitlin's lament over Travis. At least the one she cares for is still alive.
Oh, really? So your lament over Zane in Season 5 when he went with someone else was completely justified then? You know, he was still alive at least. He was with another woman, but he was still alive. Exactly what I thought.
Should I call you Emmeline from now on?
I don't mind.
Emmeline, Caitlin doesn't know what's going to become of Travis. We're all worried, not just for him, but for Aphmau as well.
And Aaron, he was recovering too, right? I mean, he's been through this procedure once, but I don't think he's going to want to come back here either. Just gonna neglect that.
There hasn't been any word on their release?
No, but we're hoping to find out before we depart.
I understand. I'm sorry for my outburst there.
That counts as an outburst? I mean, really? Compared to what we've seen Emmeline do before? That's nothing. Why I mean, okay, it's a secret knock. That could just be someone trying to humour Zane again, like in the first episode. Why is this an ominous moment?
Why, you all look surprised to see me.
Yeah, they shouldn't. I don't get that. I know it was building up for a joke, but why? The setup was so confusing. Zane still has his shocked eyes. Kawaii-chan's smiling at least, that's good.
Rightfully so. After everything that happened, I don't blame anyone for being shaken up.
Trust me, it heals with time.
Is it time for us to leave?
Soon. In the meantime, I have a few things I wanted to discuss, but first...
What? What? Excuse me? What? I have no words. I have absolutely nothing. Apart from... How? We saw... Okay, I thought it was weird that the bullets were on the wall last time, but there was clearly an injury taken there. The thing that she was innocent instead of she is innocent is like... What? Okay, let's see where this is going. Carry on.
Melissa!
We thought you were dead.
Takes more than a few bullets to take me out.
Okay, then why did we see a corpse?
I'll brief you all on what I can. As you all know...
As you know. One of the laziest uses for exposition because, as stated many times before, if it's already known, why is it being said?
We, the Guardian Forces, are taking measures to cover up what happened here on Starlight as best we can.
I'm pretty sure you've done everything already. I mean, you said you were there on training mission, which, I mean, people who were there already probably would think it was odd that they saw no one anyway. If anything, the only thing you haven't covered yet is the disappearance of the owner of the park, which you can just say that he was one of the casualties. I mean, he was there at the scene, wasn't he? In the helicopter, technically. I mean, that's it. That's like the only loose end I can think needs to tie up. If anything, I'd say the Guardian Forces' job, apart from escorting this lot, is pretty much done. They've finally done something right. The Guardian Forces have finally done something right. I never thought I would see the day. Of course, I don't think that Melissa will be back either, but I'm still processing that.
That was obvious with your fancy news report.
It was amateur, but considering the scale of what happened here, I say we made it work. Have any of your memories returned?
No. All I remember was walking into the resort house and then waking up on the floor.
Good. But as far as we're aware, no one of the general public has solid memory or any record of the Celestial Cannon. All they recall is the Ultima incident.
You know finding a decoy wolf that big is going to be a pain.
Well, that's why you don't say you're going to conduct an autopsy on the body. That was pretty dumb. I guess the Guardian Forces didn't do everything right after all. They're still the poor planners that I've always known them to be.
We have our ways. That being said, we've already taken measures to cover our butts and make the Ultima disappear. To the general public.
What do you plan on doing with Aaron?
Melissa!
No!
Okay. Why is she having this outburst now? Toby brought her in as a surprise. It's so weird that Every time that Toby reveals a character, their intentions turn. Even though he was clearly with them before. It happened in part 1 of this episode, and now it's happening again. I don't get that. I'm confused. She could have asked him this already. Heck, even Daniel called him out on this. When they were trying to escape for their lives. He called him out at the exact moment that he needed to. You have managed to time this worse than Daniel. How do you manage that? And also, how are you alive? But, again, still processing that. Still going into the database. Trying to see what time to file it under.
My father worked his tail off to ensure Aaron's and our family's safety throughout his life. He and Mom didn't die just to hand him over to you in the end.
If I didn't care about people, you wouldn't be alive right now.
He has a point, actually. If anything, Toby was the one who called for a doctor and tried to get her the medical treatment, which was clearly successful. I mean, look at that. And this is how Melissa is returning that. Melissa's coming off pretty bad in this scenario, I must say.
When I first set about locating the Ultima on Starlight, I had a strong conviction that he was a monster. To me, there was no means of redemption for anyone who bore the curse. Now, after seeing his actions and those of the people he chooses to surround himself with, I have no doubt in my mind that my judgment was flawed by the actions of his ancestors. Myself, along with the other judges of the Guardian Forces, have chosen to create a division that works with these otherworldly beings, instead of simply hunting them down.
That sounds like it could be a good spin-off series. Not gonna lie. I mean, if anything, if there's other otherworldly beings besides the Demon Warlock and the Ultima Werewolf, I'm kind of curious. Do the Shadow Knights still exist in their original capacity? I mean, I know they exist in Phoenix Drop High, but still, maybe Jean got that name from the urban legends that surrounded them. That could be really interesting. GFs versus Shadow Knights and anything else. Wow. If anything, that could be a spin-off series of itself, which is a spin-off of a spin-off, because MyStreet's already a spin-off in its own right. I mean, look at that.
Are you serious?
Yes, and this decision would not be made possible if not for the sacrifices made by your friends and families.
It's upsetting that it took sacrifice in order to come to this.
Oh, lighten up already! Look, they're trying to remedy it. Toby did everything in his power to do things right, and Michael was the one messing him over. Why is it that you are always the stick in the mud that really shouldn't be there in this situation?
There was no time to question it before, but it boggled my mind how or why Aphmau was able to wield us as relics, or how Travis even became that monster in the first place. I want this entire ordeal to be over, so I want to be oblivious to it. But the only explanation is that Aphmau and Travis have some connection to a curse, or something else.
Not necessarily Aphmau for a connection to a curse. I mistakenly referred to the splitting of Irene's soul as a cursed soul last time. It was actually a broken soul. That was the dialogue that was used. So, yeah, I guess... Yeah, in that regard, they don't really know anything about the whole Irene ordeal, but that can be explained. But probably the last people they want to talk to are the GF at this point. So I wonder what they're going to do. I love how Kawaii-chan also still has that stain. I've paused on the exact shots that could establish that. Continuity, we love it.
Correct. They need to be studied further.
That's not...
What?
Nothing!
Okay, he knows about Ghost. He was there, and they referred to her as Ghost several times. Surely he would have questioned this by now. I just complimented the continuity of this episode, and now it's broken mere seconds later.
Pipe down! If he realizes what's going on with us, we'll be studied too!
Yet he can totally hear you. You're not being discreet at all.
Right.
How long will they be under the Guardian Force's care?
Months, perhaps. It all depends. Aaron is free to leave Starlight now, but Travis and Aphmau will need to remain for further questioning.
Wait, they're going to be questioned for months? Okay, medical treatment makes sense that it would take a long time, but they're going to be questioned for months? Are they going to be examined as well, and you just neglected to mention that? Really? At this point I'm wondering what's left to examine in Travis, because the whole vessel curse has been broken now that Demon Warlock is gone.
Do you promise to take care of them?
You have my word. I can take you to Aaron. However, I'm only allowed to take one civilian to the facility.
Well, take Melissa. Yeah. Agent R just said that Aaron needs his sister more than anything now. So, yeah, take Melissa. This isn't a big debate. This is like when they were trying to choose Aphmau to wield the relics. I mean, come on.
I'm ready to see him.
Alright then. Everyone else, I've prepared a private boat for you all to take off the island. I'll have my officers escort you there. And one final thing. From the bottom of my heart, I am truly sorry. The pain, suffering, and fear each of you endured, no one should have to go through. The reason I became a member of the Guardian Forces was to prevent anyone from experiencing the pain I once endured. For not using my better judgment, for hurting every one of you, I truly am sorry. I don't expect forgiveness in the slightest.
Well, you, of all people, should receive it, so, yeah. I mean, I'm sure the fan base at least forgive.
Aaron? Aaron! Hey!
Yes?
It's me, Melissa.
Oh, are you here to discharge me?
What?
This is the amnesia thing. Yeah. People have been saying in the comments that Aaron has amnesia as well. Which, he said, that's why he said, who was everyone? Yeah. If anything, that could be a whole season in itself, him recovering from that amnesia. And Lucinda getting her spells back and everything. So maybe there is a setup for a 7th season after all. I'm just being hopeful here.
Aaron, this is Melissa. You may not recall her, but she's your sister.
A sister?
Wait, he actually doesn't...
From what we can tell, Aaron has major memory loss. He doesn't seem to recall certain friends or events, not even family, which means...
Our parents?
Certain friends or events? That he seems to have forgotten everything. What does he recall? I'm curious now.
Aaron, my name is Melissa. Do you recall me?
We've just been over this. You've just been told that he doesn't, and you've been given the reaction of not recalling when you've said your name. I feel like in the last couple of episodes we've had repeated dialogue for some reason. I don't know if that's two writers on this thing, and several writing sessions. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't know. There's something there that's not quite right.
Remember when we were little and Mom and Dad used to take us skiing at the lodge? Or remember the time when Dad got angry at us for trying chocolate after he told us not to and we barfed in his briefcase?
That sounds actually kind of like something werewolf kids would do. Werewolf kids!
That sounds terrible.
It was. But we laughed about it later. It was so stupid, but we bring it up every time we wanted to make Dad angry.
I mean, Aaron had plenty of chances to make Derek angry, and he took them. My goodness, did he take them.
He's really blind.
Yes, I wasn't sure if you'd believe me until you saw it for yourself.
Why? You can just say that. Anything would be credible at this point. You could tell her he has a third leg and she would believe it.
Aaron's blindness seems to be permanent. However, from testing, it seems like he can make out slight movements, but nothing else, and even that is scarce. We're not fully aware of what this means for his eyes when they're cursed red, so we'd like to make sure we examine him once a month.
What about his memory?
Wait, I don't even know if they can activate the curse at this point. I would have thought that he couldn't.
This isn't fair. My brother suffered alone for so long in his life, and now he's really alone.
Thank you for spelling that out for us. Everyone's probably saying it, but we don't need the characters to tell us that themselves. We can already infer that from everything that we've experienced with this character.
Wait! Halfmau, where is she?
Huh?
If anyone can make him remember, it's her.
We've already talked about this. We didn't... She's in questioning at the moment. Toby said this in front of Melissa, right?
Please, take us to her.
I don't think that they should see each other like this.
They landed next to each other. They already did.
Please, just take us to her.
All right.
Wait, he was only allowed to take one civilian in to see him, but he's allowed to take the patient out at will without telling anyone? Who makes these rules?
Hi. Because they are incredibly fair and balanced.
Gotta be honest. For a moment in time, I didn't expect to see another sunset.
Speaking of seeing, his eyes are still green. Interesting. That means that some sort of remnant still remains. Which is bad, actually. They should really examine that as soon as possible.
You know, when I was in that darkness, I felt memories I had forgotten come back. Things you tried so hard to make me forget. I remember, Dad. How you were always so warm and loving towards me. I remember how much you talked about Mom and everything you did for me. For a while, I felt like a spoiled child. I didn't understand the reason you were spoiling me.
Well, he's not the only person who's tried to suppress Travis's memories, if you follow my theory. Okay, that's probably going to be the last truth about Travis callback that I'm going to make. At least in the review series, because I'm making the review series. At least until MyStreet Retrospective becomes a thing again.
Those of us who underwent the experiments, our memories were erased, or at least some parts of them. But I wasn't lucky, was I?
Well, you were. You just said that your memories came back, so that contradicts what you just said.
Michael was trying to make me into the perfect vessel to host him. That lasted for years. But you always tried to keep him from me, Dad. You desperately tried to protect me, to let me live a normal life, like I tried to protect her.
I do wonder, actually, that back in the day, before all these scientific breakthroughs were made, how did Michael prepare his vessels? They must have just taken on the role after a certain amount of time.
In those last moments, I knew you loved me. You always did.
Once again, best parent goes to Terry. Hands down, no competition.
If anyone else out there suffers through the same fate, I'll stop them.
By like sacrificing himself and making himself a vessel again? Oh. Classic Travis.
How did she...
It's far too long a story. For now, accept things as they are.
I I can't.
Well, you should be able to accept them considering we're accepting you're alive right now. That was a big shock to the system.
I'll leave you three to your privacy. But be aware, the boat will depart very soon.
There is no way that Toby would leave them behind, even if the boat was scheduled to depart. That makes no sense.
Aaron? This is Aphmau. Do you remember her?
We've established he doesn't remember anyone. Stop trying this.
I'm sure you're a nice person.
Oh, that's an understatement, my friend.
I wanted to believe what happened to him was a dream. That when I woke up, he would be back to normal. Not for my sake, but because I can tell he's in pain.
Yes. I can tell he's desperately trying to remember what he forgot, but he can't recall what it is.
So telling him, surely you remember something, is adding salt to the wound. Thank you very much.
I thought maybe if I brought him to see you, maybe...
No. What's affected him isn't something love can heal.
Well, I guess we're gonna find that out pretty soon.
Give this to him. If he remembers me or not. No matter who he smiles with. I just want him to be happy.
Ah, that's the exact same thing that he said about her when she was on her potion. Not the exact same words, but still. I love when these parallels happen. Especially in a situation like this one.
Please, help him be happy. After everything he's been through. That's all I want for him.
I mean, you still live in the same house, so you're gonna go back to him no matter what.
Aaron?
How am I gonna tell her?
Tell who?
I won't be able to talk to her anymore.
What are you talking about?
Shu.
Shu?
Ooh, I know exactly where this is. Wait, where this is going. This is the timeline, so if you can't recall certain events, then I guess he has retrograde amnesia up to the point where he is a senior in high school. That is the perfect moment, and I do mean perfect moment, to call back to.
She was a great friend of mine, but I don't know how I could speak to her again, or even see her online. It's been so long.
You've never told me about this friend.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I should have.
Aaron, whoever she is, if that's what you want to do, I'll see what I can arrange.
SS Scaleswind. The one person who hasn't had any involvement in this is Nicole. And we're referencing Scaleswind right now. Just cracking that Easter egg open, aren't we? Okay. Also, I do wonder, Aaron's got Aphmau's phone number in his contacts, so that's going to appear under all the messages of Shu, unless... Well, I guess her phone would have changed in 12 years, or however long it's been. But still. So that might be something to consider in the future. Maybe they're going to interact in the game more. We're going to actually get to see the game. It very well could be. And that is the entire end credits sequence to the song that was quite swiftly forgotten in terms of the outros of these episodes as they got more and more epic. I love that Ross, Christina, Castor, Sean, all those other people who left in what I dubbed the Blue Jay Studios Exodus, they're all still there, and their efforts are still being recognized. I know that Jess has integrity and would do that anyway, but to me that shows that the parting might not have been on such harsh terms as I originally thought. I could be wrong in that. Again, that's one thing that no one knows how to feel about, because that's personal lives, and as someone who has a small company now, company in quotes, I can see where they're coming from in terms of personal dramas that happen there. So, yeah, but even then, you still want to give that person that recognition. So I think I can really sympathize with that now, all things considered. That being said, let's see what the post-credit scene has to offer. This is interesting. Why would she want him back? Does she not know how he betrayed Michael in the last moment? I don't know.
Elizabeth? Where the hell are we?
That's not a very polite way to address the person that just saved you.
That's a good point. He could have gone in the helicopter with the others. They wouldn't just leave him there. Or he could have stayed and be teleported. I mean, if anything, they knew he was there because he's the one who fired the cannon. So there must have been some introductions in order. That's a good point. I should have wondered why he disappeared all of a sudden.
Please. If you really want to die on that cannon, then I can just send you right back.
Wait. How did...
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it fallen already?
Ah!
Yep, kidnapping Garte is a horrible idea, whatever your plan is.
He's not dead. That's just his face.
You didn't?
He's fine. His little family doesn't even know he's missing.
Well, they probably said to themselves, hey, where's Dad? The only person who doesn't know he's missing is Vlad, who doesn't know that any of this has gone on. Did Jess clarified in the stream that Vlad's still in Paris, so he doesn't know anything about this.
They don't even remember him at all anymore.
What did you do?
Don't worry about it. He and I have a lot of catching up to do. He has a lot of sins to pay me back for. Michael, an idiot. He was supposed to use the machine to get one relic, just the Ultima. Not thousands of normal people. Even he can play his cards wrong.
He's played his cards on the entire season. My word, nothing went to the original plan. If the original plan had gone through, he would have just contained everyone there, or even then just not done that and gone straight after Aaron, given that he knows who the Lycans actually are, and as the owner of the resort, can easily get their guest registry and find out where they were staying anyway. All of this could have been avoided if Michael was better at planning things and playing his cards right.
Elizabeth, it's over. Leave them be.
I intend to. There's no reason to continue at this point. Michael's little show caused quite the scene, and now everyone's looking into what happened here. Soon they'll find the cannon, and everything else down there. So much time and planning wasted.
Don't feel too bad. Michael took centuries to plan this, and he still came up with this rubbish. So, you know what? Give yourself a bit of credit there.
You know, I really don't care about the plan anymore. I'm done with all of this. Somewhere down this path, we lost a part of ourselves. The ends did not justify the means. And now, I intend to get back what I lost.
So you're just okay with the limited time this world has?
Excuse me. What? Limited time? Did we miss something? Okay, they cannot end the season without addressing this. No matter what happens, that needs to be addressed.
We were wrong about Michael, you know. He didn't want to help us. He didn't want to save anything. He wasn't planning on keeping us around after he got the power that he wanted.
Wow, it's almost like you've seen a villain at some point in your life.
It doesn't mean he wasn't right about the realm theory. If this world really is just another realm, then it too will fade.
Yeah, I'm just going to let things play out the way that fate intended.
I would bring a Codex Ross thing into question here, but at the same time, this is, according to that theory, the world that Ross pardoned. So, is there now a new threat? Is the Void coming back into play?
Elizabeth, you should talk to her. Before it's too late. Sorry, I just...
In her case, considering it's Caitlin, I'm pretty sure it is too late. Yeah, there's no way.
I don't want you to regret it. I'll catch you around.
Zach, where's Derek?
Better question, where were you during that entire event? I said that at the time, you were strangely absent. I don't get that.
Psst. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, not alone, buddy.
Looks like it's just you and me here.
Yeah. It's been a long time. Not alone, buddy.
Called it! Called it! Yes! I knew it. Haha.
Hey guys, Jess here, and I want to thank you all for watching MyStreet Season 6.
Oh, it's baby Jennifer. She's so cute.
Seriously, if you've made it this far, thank you so very much for all your support. I can't even begin to start telling you how crazy the past year has been and how much has happened in like our personal lives.
You mean the past year, month, and 3 days? Oh, we're aware. I mean, partly because you're holding a human child which you have produced in less amount of time than this season.
I mean, seriously, a lot happened. Like there's a baby right here, and she's absolutely adorable. Say hi. But sincerely, guys, thank you so very much for staying with me for this long. It's been a crazy journey, and I know this one season has taken over a year, and for that, I'm truly sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. I'm just making jokes. I mean, no one actually was concerned about that. Every time I've seen comments, people are saying, "Oh, take your time. Don't you worry." Because we know that you don't disappoint, except episode 6 and 15 part 1. That you know, for every couple of misses, there's like 1,000 hits that you've created, Jess. So do not worry yourself at all.
But you guys have been so amazing, so supportive, and so patient that it just means so much to me. And honestly, I want to do more story content much more often, but just trust me, this past year has been so hard. So it really means so much that you guys have been here. So thank you so very much. Thank you for being so patient, and in the future, I will try harder. We will try harder. Everyone here.
Harder than you've already done? I mean, don't strain yourself, my word. The amount of production value that's been upped in this entire season.
So thank you guys so very much for everything. Thank you for being so patient, so understanding, and just thank you. I hope you guys will look forward to more story content coming in the future, as well as new series and a lot of different things. So look forward to it. Thank you again so very much. Thank you.
You will always be there.
That is how the video ends. Final verdict. This is probably one of the best episodes, once again. This whole arc, apart from episode 15 part 1, that has been one of the best episodes. This is definitely the best season of MyStreet. I don't know if I've really clarified that before, but I mean, if anything, all of the other the seasons, they were building up to pretty much this point. This feels like, you know, what phase 3 of the MCU is going to is like in terms of how everything has been lining up, because that's what this is. This is the satisfying conclusion to what has been built up after all of this year. That's awful grammar. I can't end on that note. I liked this episode. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, this year I've become a member of this channel. I've donated super chats, I've bought merch, I've done these reviews for so long. Yeah, there's no way it's ending now. But you know what, even if it did, this would be fantastic. And it has been such a great ride, and Jess, I know that you thanked us, but thank you, and thank Blue Jay Studios for everything that you have done up until this point, and in the future, because we just know, all of us, that it's going to be brilliant. But in terms of this video, please be sure to leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And on that note, until next time, farewell.